You are on the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick, and I'm a top potter on TradingView with over 250,000 reputation points. And what I love the most is sharing educational breakdowns to show you how you can be looking for the best trading opportunities in the market. So without further ado, let's go and see which is today's forex pair that we need to break down. The pair that I want to speak about into this video is USD CAD. Now, why do I want to speak about USD CAD? Because this pair is very near to providing to us a good trading opportunity. So I want to give you guys a full breakdown of the situation that we currently have to show you where we can be looking for the next potential opportunity. And as usual, I will be keeping this analysis as educational as possible. So first, we will be covering the technical aspect of this market. Then we will go and see what we have from an order flow perspective by checking the commitment of traders, which is what hedge funds are doing in the market. And by the end of the video, by using the combination of our technical analysis and our order flow analysis, we will be able to understand where we have the highest probabilities for a nice opportunity on this pair. Now, starting here from the monthly time frame, what do we have? Now, here in the monthly, we can see how the market has just provided a nice impulse, correction, and impulse pattern to the downside, breaking below the previous low and the closing also below it with this monthly close that the market has just created. Now, as you know, in the market, if you have a level of previous support and the market breaks and closes below it, at that point, the previous support is turned resistance, one of the most basic rules of the market. So what we can see here is that the market has just broken and closed below a previous support. So what we have here is previous support turned resistance from a monthly perspective that we do expect the market to reject to the downside. Specifically, we would like to see the market reach the next demand area. And the next demand area here for USD CAD is exactly this zone from which the market had started all this move to the upside. So we do expect the market to provide a nice move to the downside to go and test this demand before a potential rejection to the upside. Going down on the weekly time frame, what do we have? Now here on the weekly, price action is quite clear. We can see how the market has broken below this previous weekly support, which is now turned resistance. This area was acting as support here, again support here. The market then broke below it, and at that point, all this previous support was turned resistance. The market tested the resistance here and it rejected it to the downside, and again here, and we can expect the market once again to reject this resistance to the downside. Now, generally speaking, after an impulse, if you want to measure the correction, you have to take your Fibonacci from the high to the low of the impulse. And if we take our Fibonacci from the high to the low of this impulse, what we can see is that the 0.618, so the golden ratio, is currently lining up perfectly with this previous support turned resistance, creating a confluence of resistance at this area that we do expect the market to reject to the downside. So at the moment here in the weekly, everything is quite clear. We do expect this market to provide a nice rejection to the downside. Just a quick reminder, for more educational breakdowns, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. Going down on the daily time frame, what do we have? Now here on the daily, we can see how the market has just provided a nice W formation. Now, generally speaking, after the creation of a W, what you expect is for the market to provide a nice move to the downside to go and complete the pattern at the previous resistance turn support. So here on the daily, we do expect the market to provide a nice rejection to the downside. So up to this moment, monthly, weekly, and daily are all indicating for a potential move to the downside here on USD CAD. Now, if we go and see what we have from a COT perspective, so commitment of traders, which is what hedge funds are currently doing in the market, what we can see is that with the last reports, net positions have been decreasing on the CAD. So basically the CAD has been getting weaker. However, if we look at the long term, we can see how the increase has been massive. In fact, we went from having a very negative net positioning of minus 21.2K, meaning that hedge funds and big institutions had more shorts than longs on the CAD, with 49.9K shorts and only 28K longs, all the way up to having a positive net positioning, which is what we currently have, with 48k longs and 45k shorts, so more longs than shorts, the completely opposite scenario. And if we keep in mind that the CAD, like all currencies, on the spot is traded against the USD, this means that actually CAD USD has been getting stronger, meaning that USD CAD has been getting weaker, which is in fact the reason for which USD CAD has been in a downtrend for quite some time, because the big banks and institutions have been shorting USD CAD. And since this situation is still here, we still have the potential to see a strong CAD, which means USD CAD has a good probability for a potential move to the downside. So how we will be approaching this shorting opportunity with students? Now, as usual, we will be reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily timeframes, those are the best timeframes from a directional perspective. But when it comes to confirmations and entries, the best timeframes are the 4-hour and the other intraday timeframes. So with students, what we will be doing is monitoring price action from a 4-hour perspective and lower during this move to the upside. And we will be waiting for the market to shift from an intraday bullish market as we have right now to an intraday bearish market, and only if the market from an intraday perspective will shift from a bullish to a bearish market, only at that point with students, we will be adding USD CAD to our watch list, and as soon as the market will provide to us one of our valid entries, we will be taking a nice short with a good risk to reward and good probabilities at that point for the move to the downside and for the market to complete this W formation at the neckline, which is the previous resistance, now turn support here from a daily perspective. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you smash that like button and comment below. Also, you can go and check out the mentorship program. The link is in the description. It's a very complete program. First, you learn all my rule-based strategies. Then you trade the strategies with me. In fact, every day I give you a new daily market breakdown showing you how to apply the strategies with the entries, stops, and take profits. And you also get a Q&A session every day in which I answer all your questions. So it's a very complete program. I really suggest that you go and check it out, and I will see you in it.